Good afternoon. Hey, Stella, will you put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, please? I was having some sound issues earlier. Hello, Pat. Thank you for sharing. Can you put a 1 in the chat if you guys can hear me okay? Oh, perfect. Thank you, Stella. Yes, I was having some sound issues earlier and I couldn't figure out why um, the the audio wasn't picking up. So anyway, thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome. So hello, Stella. Hello, Pat. Hello, Beverly. Looks like I've got about half and half watching from Facebook or YouTube. So welcome wherever platform you are watching from. And you know, if you're watching from YouTube, in that bottom right-hand corner, there's a kitty cat holding a red subscribe. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you can hover over that, subscribe, turn on your bell notifications. That way you know when I go live or I upload a video. So welcome to Barbara's Stamp Pad on a not so sunny afternoon in San Antonio, Texas. But we're going to do this. We are going to be doing the first half of April month class kit in the mail. And because I was working on retreat stuff and just preparing last minute things, I'm not going to say I cheated a little bit, but I cheated a little bit. Today's class comes inspired from Rhonda Wade. So those of you that maybe know Rhonda Wade know that she does some pretty cute cards every single month. And so I'm going to be replicating those to my version. So thank you so much for sharing, Beverly. All right, let's get started with some announcements. Let's get those out of the way, okay? So happy birthday if your birthday is in the month of April. If you want to make sure you get your birthday gift package from me, you want to make sure you're on my email list. And about 5 days before your birthday occurs, you'll get an email from me just so that you can get a special offer. And there'll be a button on there where you can request to receive your birthday gifts from me. So you're not on my birthday list, you want to be on my birthday list, at least my email list. Also, we have our paper pumpkin subscription is coming up. The deadline is going to be in 8 days. So if you haven't already subscribed to the next paper pumpkin kit, which is all the little things, let me turn this banner off. It's going to contain 9 cards, 3 of each, 3 designs, including matching envelopes. The Stampin' spot will be shaded spruce, and you know that with our paper pumpkin kits, there are exclusive stamp sets that are only in paper pumpkin kits. You won't ever find those in catalogs. And so if you want an economical way to build up your stamp collection, your ink color collection, and you want to receive coordinating projects every single month delivered wherever you get your mail, then paper pumpkin is the way to go. And there are a few ways that you can subscribe. You can subscribe monthly, where you pay as you go, cancel anytime. You can also up the number of kits you want or put your subscription on pause if you're going to be away or on vacation during one of the months, or maybe you're just not interested in one of the months. You can pause it. or you can opt to purchase prepaid codes that you can use whenever you want. And those are available in 1, 3, 6, and 12-month increments. So make sure you subscribe by April the 10th. That's the magic deadline in the paper pumpkin world, okay? Also, coming up in a couple of days is going to be the beginning of our last chance products, which means there are 2 lists. The annual catalog and the current mini catalog are both retiring at the same time. So if you want to grab some things while they are discounted and about to be gone bye-bye for good, then you'll want to make sure that you download the Excel or the PDF. I like the Excel version because you can sort it, take out the French, sort it by page number, alphabetic, by stamps, by dies, whatever. But if you want to, I think the links are in the description, but if they're not, I'll have to double check. I will go update them after the video. So make sure that you mark your calendars for a couple of days from now, and that is going to be the start of the last chance products. And it will go all the way until May 1st, or the magic words are until supplies last. And then also, while you're online, make sure you check out, there's a section on there called Online Exclusives. And these are products that you're only going to find online. Okay. They're not going to be in a catalog, and they're available online until they're not. So you want to make sure that you check back regularly. And anyway, check that part out. Make sure don't forget that. All right, let's see. And the last thing I wanted to say is, do y'all remember last week somebody won the prize by the name of Lettering Vibes and Hippie Dies? I found out afterwards who that was. And that is my friend from a long time ago. We worked at the Whataburger Corp. Well, it was a Whataburger office in Red Oak. And, since then, she still lives there in Waxahachie. But anyway, it's my friend, Jamie Murphy. And that's their business. So they are located, I believe, in either Waxahachie or Red Oak. I think it's Waxahachie. So if you're in that particular neck of the woods and you are looking for some really cool shirts, I looked on their website too, and they do a lot of monogramming. So if you're a business and you need something done and you want to support a local business, Lettering Vibes and Hippie Dies, go check them out. So I put a picture of their Facebook page up so that you can kind of see what their Facebook page, so you know you're on the right one. But anyway, that's my friend Jamie. I just didn't know it. I didn't know she had her own business, so I wanted to point that out. All right, let's see. Let me share my screen. We're going to do a couple of drawings. We're going to give away last week's. Let me make sure I'm on the right. There we go. Make sure we're on the right wheel. So last week, if you joined us, I did a 9x9. I'm going to put it up to the camera here, and hopefully it's not. Hopefully you can see that. I can't see this, and I don't know if I'm going to turn it sideways a couple of ways. But I did this 9x9. I'll show it to the camera when I get this pointed down, just because I'm not sure. I don't think I like those wheel settings. Kind of bright. Let me change that. Confetti. Okay, that's a lot better. Ooh, that was bright. That was like bumblebee bright. Anyway, we're going to give away that 9x9 project that I made using the Irresistible Blooms products from the Hello Irresistible Sweet Collection. So that's, let me shuffle. I was thinking about shuffle. Let me shuffle while I'm yakking here. Okay. Now, whether you liked, comment, or shared, your name's on here. And if you shared, you know your name's on here twice. And it doesn't matter if you were watching from Facebook or YouTube. I go and I pull all of the names from each of the videos. All right. And let's give that away. And good luck to everyone. I have no idea if it's going to make any noise. It's not making any noise. I had to reset my cache and not cache, my cache off the computer. Well, look, Corin. Trying to get my sticky notes. Something's in my drawer right here, and it won't open all the way like it's supposed to. So, go figure. That's it. Reach for a pen. Congratulations, Corin. And if you notice, it was her share that won. So congratulations. Hope you have a 9x9 shadow box frame because you will need that in order to frame your gift. And I'm going to leave that right there just in case. All right. Now, let me see if I can get back to my wheels. Now we're going to do the drawing. And oh my goodness, let me change the colors on that too. Let me shuffle this. This is the March video share. So in the month of March, anytime you shared one of my videos and your name is in here multiple times, if you shared multiple videos, you get an entry and the share prize for April. And you know what? As I'm thinking about this, I'm like, I didn't pick something for April. I'm sorry, this is for March, but I didn't pick anything for April, you guys. Oops. Well, I'll have to think of something really quick. All right, so we're going to shovel these, and good luck to everyone. And thank you for everyone that shared my videos, whether it was on Facebook or YouTube. I totally appreciate it. And we are going to be giving away, if you missed the prize, I'm still shuffling. I want it to be shuffled really good. If you missed the prize, it is the Classic Letters Photopolymer Stamp Set. So those are the large letters, and we are going to give those away. And of course, there's no sound. And let me get ready to write this down. And it is Roberta. Roberta Stachel. And look at that. It was her March 19th share that won the prize. So stop that. And congratulations. Congratulations, Corin, and congratulations, Roberta. Hello, Carol. Trying to get to my comments here. And thank you for sharing. Yes, congratulations, everyone. Hello, Jules, my cousin. Oh, by the way, Stella, if you're watching, this is my cousin, Julie, that lives in the Sherman area as well. So I got two neighbors watching from me. Thank you for sharing, Bonnie. Hello. All right, so now that we got drawings and stuff out of the way, let me get this camera flipped around. And these are the classic letters that Roberta won. So hopefully you don't have this, Roberta. And this is the 9x9 prize from last week that Corin won. So look out for that in the mail, Corin. And hopefully, let me turn my ringer off. All right, so what are we doing today? Some of you that we were in the same team meeting this past Saturday morning might recognize these cards. And so I did my little version of them real quick, just because, let me bring this down, just because I was already working on retreat stuff. So I'm going to be in Waxahachie next week at a crafting retreat for the weekend with a fun group of gals. So I cannot wait to get out of here and be on the road and be having some fun. We got some fun planned. So anyway, let me see if I can turn this down. Yeah, that's probably better there. Here we go. All right, so in the month of April, we are going to be working with the Growth Takes Time stamp set. And, oh, this is messy. Y'all have no idea how messy my desk is around, which y'all don't see. Let me fix these a little bit. I just kind of threw them back on here. But these are the Radiating Stitch Dies that are so stinking cute when they do their job. And let me flip those over so you can see all those. These are those magnet boards from Stampin' Storage, and man, they are strong. Anyway, those are the Radiating Stitch Dies that are currently unavailable. But that gives you an idea of how popular online exclusives can be when they are so stinking cute. And so, but y'all know normally I feature a bundle for the month. But this time, since it's just a stamp set on the class kits to go, because you can get this class kit to go and you'll get enough supplies to make 2 of each of the cards that I'm going to be making today. I will be doing the stitching, the stitch dies for you. So you will get pretty much almost a complete class kit. The only thing that I can't do for you is actually the stamping. So, but if you have other stamp sets, you know, you can substitute. So if you don't have this particular stamp set, Growth Takes Time, which I believe is only $24, and it is a cling stamp set, you can substitute, like if you have another tree, and with other sentiments as well. So, but just know the class kits will come already with the stitch dies done for you, because it's technically not a bundle. So that's just something I do. If it's part of a bundle, I won't do it. But if it is, if it isn't, did I say that right? If it is part of a bundle, I won't. But if it isn't, I will. Hope that makes sense. But anyway, so those are the Radiating Stitch Dies. And we're going to go ahead and get started on our first card, which is this one right here. And let me bring this down a little bit, and hopefully I won't hit my camera. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. So hopefully I won't do that, but I had to restart my computer when I cleared my cache from the computer, and a lot of things reset. So let me zoom from there. There we go. Hopefully that'll work. And then let me get my little pieces here. In order to save time, I have already gotten my pieces together. And we are working with Pool Party. And of course, I didn't mount my limited edition, so we're going to do Made with Love. Mount this. This is just a stamp set that we currently have that has different stamps you can use to stamp the back of your cards so that you can personalize them a little bit. And if you're a demonstrator, you know that if you sell your cards, it has to have the Stampin' Up! Little copyright symbol on the back. So this will be perfect for that. So I mounted just for you. And we are working with a Pool Party base. And I forgot to score this one. So I'm going to fold this in half. And where's my bone folder? I'm going to use my bone folder to burnish that edge there. And that's the front. There's the back. Let me, what am I stamping with here? Old Olive. We'll stamp this in Old Olive on the back. Try my camera there. There you go. Just for you. And let me leave Old Olive open. And then I have a piece of basic white. I'm going to go ahead and put this on the inside so I don't accidentally mess that up. We're just going to put this on the inside. If you were stamping an inside sentiment, you would want to stamp it on this piece of basic white before you put it in case you mess up. You'll have to cut another piece because there'll only be one piece in there, so you only have one chance. All right. Look, this is what the die does to your paper. Look at that. It has these radiating lines all the way around, and it does push through the paper, but it doesn't push it all the way through where it actually die cuts it and separates it. So it just makes that imprint off of the cardstock. So look at that. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to be using Pool Party. Make sure I have enough. We're going to be using this Pool Party grosgrain ribbon, okay? And then we're also going to be using some dimensionals, and we are going to pop this up. So let me go ahead and put at least the dimensionals on the back corners. Let me put one in the middle. We're going to go rogue and put one in the middle too. There we go. We're going to wrap some of this grosgrain ribbon around our card. Oh, I should go ahead and let me do it this way. Yeah, let me go ahead and put this down because this is going to be moving too much for me. Some people might be able to put this on and tie it before, but I don't want to get frustrated with myself here. So we're going to go ahead and put this on, and I'm going to feed this back behind so that it's not moving. So this is kind of Pool Party on Pool Party happening there. And then let me fish that through. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to leave that open for now. Let me set that aside, because now what we're going to do is we are going to stamp. I got to clean my tree because it has Versamark on it. Y'all can't see it because it's a clear substance, but I need to be able to use this so that I can put some Memento ink on here. We're going to be using our blends here. So I want to make sure that's got good coverage. And we are going to stamp in the middle. Give it some pressure. And then we're going to be using our blends, okay? On the card, I used Old Olive for the trunk, but you can also get away with using crumb cake. And I'm going to go ahead and use crumb cake on this one so you can just see the difference. And we're just going to color Make sure you guys can see that. Kind of looks light on my camera. I'm going to darken it up. The good thing with blends is you can go over it once and then go back over it in areas where, oops, my hand's moving too much. Go back over in areas where you want it to be darker. Okay. Hey, do y'all notice y'all don't hear laundry sounds? Chris did his laundry the other day instead of today. I think he did it Friday. Saturday. No, he did it. Yeah, he did it yesterday. So he did it a day early. I don't know if he felt bad because he was making so much noise during my live last week. Or if he just was trying to get it done early. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm just going back over in a couple of areas to where I can make it a little more darker. And then we're going to be using Fresh Freesia blend. And then we're also going to be using Pool Party. And I'm going to use Pool Party on, y'all might not be able to see this, but there's leaves. Excuse me. There's leaves on here that have some little lines on them. So I'm going to do all of those in Pool Party. Nothing fancy, something really, really quick. There's one right there. Okay, and then the ones that don't have any lines on them, this was just how I decided which way I was going to color which ones. The ones that don't have any lines on them, I'm just going to fill those in with light Fresh Freesia. Watch me do a little coloring here. Oh, I missed one there. Okay. And I think when you do it this way, that it gives a little variety to the colors. Kind of helps balance the colors there. And then that one. And then I missed one on the Pool Party. I missed that one. Color that one. And then you can go back and make a few of them darker if you want to make a few of them darker just to help balance out the colors there. All right. And then now we have our sentiment. Then we're going to be stamping an Old Olive. And this one says, be gentle with yourself. So let's ink that one up. And this circle is really tight for this particular sentiment. So there is the next size circle up on the stylish shape dies you can use. It just will be a little bit bigger on your corner here, but it's still, you can still get away with this one. Let me see if I can get this in the circle. That'll work the first time. All right, so we have this stamp piece. We have this stamped piece on the stitch die. This got some stitching around it. You can kind of see there. And then also I die cut out the heart in the cardstock vellum. Okay, so let's bring our card back. Let me take a sip of some drink here. And we're going to put this down directly on here. So let's get this on here. As you can see, you can see some color that came through that. So when you use our blends, if you color real hard, you'll want to make sure you have something underneath, like a scratch piece of paper, to protect the surface of whatever's underneath, or it could bleed through. Okay, so let's do that. And then with a glue dot, we're going to put this heart on, and I'm going to put the glue dot kind of right behind the stitched part where you can barely see it. I mean, you're still going to be able to see it, but it won't be as noticeable. And then we're going to put that kind of right there. And then we're going to put a dimensional on, I'm going to put it on the lower bottom. And there's a reason why. Okay, so let's tie our bow. Get this on here. And you don't want to pull it too tight because, as you can see, it's pulling on the side of the cardstock. So I'm going to use my reverse tweezers there. And that is way too long, Barbara. Let's do that. Push that down. My reverse tweezers there just to hold that middle. So if you don't have, we don't sell reverse tweezers, and I think I got these from Michael's, and the only reason I got them is because they were teal. And I'm going to pull those out, and then after that you can adjust your bow size, which I'm going to adjust mine way down. It was kind of long. And then trim that off. And you can adjust your bow, which I'm totally going to adjust mine. I'm going to bring it over just a little bit. Why does it seem upside down? It seems upside down. I'm just going to leave it alone. And then I'm going to take my dimensional backing off. And I want that dimensional to stick to cardstock, but I want the top part to kind of overlay on the ribbon part. And so that's why I put the dimensional on the bottom, just to kind of hover over the top like that. If you're worried about it picking up, you can take a smaller dimensional and stick it on the back at the very, very top so that it can catch the other half of the cardstock. And then we're going to be using our heart pearls. And I want to use one of this one right here. I'm going to put that one just kind of over where that glue dot was so that it doesn't show through. There is card number 1. Yes, Carol, there is one, and I actually have them over here. It got covered, but there is a pair that comes with the embossing toolkits. And actually on card number 3, we're going to be using we'll be using those, but these were the first ones that were sitting right here, and I should have put them away because I did have the other ones. But you're right, there is one that comes with the kit. I forgot about that. So thank you for reminding me. Thank you, Carol. Yes, Pat. I love these dies as well. I'm just so sad that they're not available right now. Oh my goodness. But I had already decided I was going to do this. And so, especially when I saw the cards that we were going to be using for the team make and takes. And so, but I was like, oh, I can't go back now because those cards just don't look the same without them. But let me bring this up a little bit closer where you can see card number 1. And then sideways, you have a little bit of dimension there. And of course, on the inside, you have your basic white. All right, card number 2 is going to be a fun fold. And on my sample, I messed it up a little bit, just a little bit. I put this piece of embossed paper on the wrong side. I don't know what I was thinking when I first did it, but anyway, I left it alone. That way there's just it's just an extra design, and you don't see that part, but it's my sample. But when you open it, it has the tree behind it. Growth takes time. I thought that was pretty cute. So let's get started on that one. My pieces. We are going to start out with and when I cut this, after I cut it, I was like, ooh, I need to change my blade on that second trimmer that I use, because I was getting little fuzzies at the end. But this one is a fun fold. And so how we're going to do this one is we're going to make the base. It's a Z, it's called a Z card. And this is just a single one. And so what we're going to do is we're going to fold this in half. And as you can tell, this was a long card base. So we have the first fold done. And then what we're going to do on this one is we're going to take the first half of this and we're going to fold it back to where it meets the edge of the card. And then we're going to use our bone folder to burnish that. Okay. And then now we have literally our Z fold, just our simple Z fold. And then we can start decorating it. And I'm going to start with the stamping piece of it. And this is the smaller radiating stitched die. And we're going to stamp. In Memento ink, we're going to stamp the small tree. So let's stamp that. We're going to stamp that over on the left side. And then in basic gray, we're going to stamp the sentiment. That's squeaky. Growth takes time. Ink that up. And we're going to stamp growth takes time right there. And then the little watering can, we're going to stamp that in Memento ink. Guess if you wanted to, you could stamp everything in Memento ink. But we're going to stamp that over the sentiment. And then let me put that aside and let's go ahead and stamp the tree in Memento ink while I have that out. And what did I stamp? Okay, I wanted to make sure I didn't need to clean this. It was Memento ink that I used. We're going to get this big tree inked up, and we're going to stamp this big tree in the far left hand of this radiating stitch die that goes on the inside. Perfect. All right, so let me close up that, and then on the back, clean my stamp. By the way, I'm cleaning my stamp with a chamois, which is just a quick way to clean your stamps. I'm going to stamp this on the back, and let me unfold this so it's flat. There we go. All right, I got all the stamping out of the way. That one. Let's do some coloring. Let's do some coloring because we got to do coloring before we can put anything away. So we'll bring this back over here. I'm going to be using Old Olive. Let me see if I can let me zoom in anymore. That's about as much as it'll let me zoom in. All right, so we're going to use Old Olive, and we're just going to give a little color to that. And I'm going to use Old Olive. I'm using light Old Olive, by the way, on the leaves, and I'm going to try to do this quickly. All right. And then we're going to use crumb cake, light crumb cake on the tree base. I think I did my sample a little bit different, but I think it's because I did it wrong. So I'm like, we got to do this one a little better. And I'm going to give it some shading areas. And then we'll go ahead and use the light fresh freesia. For the leaves that don't have anything. Okay. And then we have light smoky slate. We're going to give our little canister some color here. Anybody else learn when they colored when they were smaller to do the outlines and then do the insides? And even then, I still color outside the lines. Anyway, give some shade to a few of these areas. Okay. And then we'll use Light Pool Party to color the heart and the water coming out. And then let me make sure we can go ahead and do our coloring for the tree as well. So let's color this. By the way, thank you to everyone that helped support. I don't know if I need to follow up with my lady, but I have no idea if my show is actually technically closed already. But I had a Pampered Chef fundraiser. I'm just going to chit chat while I'm coloring this. I had a Pampered Chef fundraiser for the Heart of Texas Canine Rescue Group, which y'all know I regularly support them when I do at least an annual or two fundraiser for them. It's a nonprofit dog rescue group that is here in the San Antonio, Texas area. And I had a Pampered Chef fundraiser to go to support them because I don't need any more Pampered Chef stuff, but I wanted to get the air fryer for 60% off. So that's why I decided to host a fundraiser for them so they can get all the proceeds and I can just get my little 60% off item for hosting a show. So thank you to everyone that placed an order. The last time I saw it, the show sales were over $800, which is fabulous because they get, as a fundraiser, they get, I want to say it's 15% of whatever it was. And so that's really good. That is really good. What do I want to color the other color with? Oh, let's just go ahead and use Fresh Freesia. I think I did it all in green on my sample. So we can finish this card here. So anyway, I want to thank you. And if you didn't order and you want to, I posted something the other day because I never thought to share it in this group. It was always on my personal page. But if you're interested in seeing what's new, there was a lot of products that are new. Go back. There's a post I did a couple of days ago that had the show link that you can go and place your order, but I would do it today if it lets you. It should still let you, but like I said, I'm not sure. Oh, I'm not sure if it's actually closed. All right. Let me go ahead and do the bottom. I didn't do it on my sample, but I'm going to do the bottom. Just something simple there. There we go. All right. Let's not overdo it, Barbara. All right. Let's put this together. Now that we got all our coloring and stuff out of the way, I'm not going to wrap this ribbon that I had over here. I'm just going to put a bow on the end after we're done. So let's go ahead and put this piece on. Move that out of the way. So we're going to get some adhesive on the back and put this on the inside of our card. Just going to center that. Go. All right. Now, on this little piece right here, this has been embossed with one of the online exclusive basics embossing folders, the polka dot. So it's got some pretty cool dimension to it. We're going to put some adhesive on the back. And this piece goes right here on the front. Have a little tone on tone with some smoky slate there. And then we're going to mat this piece here onto this piece of Pool Party. You can start to see this card come together here. And we're going to put this right here on the front. So we want to make sure when we put our adhesive that we only put it on this side, which is basically behind the tree. So I try to give myself like a half point there. And then go back on and mount this. Just give it some pressure. That way it sticks, because you know this is raised up polka dots. And then we're going to make another bow. I want it to be a small bow. You can't be too bulky on this piece. And then let's trim it. To get into, get a couple of glue dots on the back of that. And then we're going to put this bow sideways. You can also, I think in the original tutorials, it had it wrapped around this piece of embossed smoky slate. But I had already had enough with card number 1 wrapping, so I figured just to be able to put a bow on the outside would be okay. And then let's put, of course, you can put any of these hearts. There's 3 different kinds, and this one's, I'm chasing this one here. Can't get this one off. Goodness. I'm going to put a little heart. I'm going to put one right there. And we'll put a smaller one up here. Notice how there's somehow there's a loose frosted dot that got attached to my take your pick. I don't know where that came from, but okay, let's do another one. We'll do another one right there. And that is card number 2. And you open it up. Look at that. So if you want, you can write a message on the inside, on the back there. That way, or if you write it, you can write it right behind here. That way you don't see it on the outside and it covers it up. Anyway, card number 2. Little Z fold there. So card number 3. We got a couple of steps going on with card number 3. Let me pull this up a little bit so you can see it. It's a little work, but it's okay. We're going to get through this one as well. And I got all my pieces here. For some reason, I already did that one. So let me just burnish that a little bit more. All right. So I got a piece of basic white. Let's get this out of the way. This piece. So it's going to go on the inside. Not really stamp the back with ink because this is a basic black piece of cardstock, and you might be able to see it like as a watermark but I'm going to be doing it in something else. Okay. All right. So we have a piece of Pool Party, and I die cut 3 sets. I die cut 2 at a time, so they're stuck together. I die cut 3 sets of the circles, the circle dies. Should have. There we go. Those 2 are stuck together. All right, so I have all these circles. And what we're going to do is I'm going to be using glue. And we're going to randomly attach these to our card. And it's okay if they hang over in certain spots. If you wanted to, you probably could get away with dimensionals. That would give it a real pop of dimension. Like I said, it's okay if they hang off. I'm going to put the big ones on, and then I'll fill it in with the smaller ones. Over. I'll stick that there. Oh. And the pieces that hang over on the edges, we're going to cut off. Random with them. And one more. Okay. You might have to let those set for just a moment as they dry. I had 2 extra circles left over, but I had 2 extra circles left over the first time that I did this. So I'm going to let those set just for a moment, just because when I go to cut them, I don't want them to move. And so I'm going to put that off to the side. And what we're going to do is we're going to do our stamping on this stitched piece here. And this is where we're going to do some embossing. So got my embossing buddy ready, and we're going to just kind of go over that to take the static off of that piece. And then let me clean my tree, because we're going to be using in Versamark. Ink that up with some Versamark. Real good. And we're going to stamp this in the middle. Versamark is a clear, sticky substance so that it creates a watermark, but also it's sticky enough for our basic embossing powders to stick to. And we're going to be using white. And so we're going to sprinkle that over. And this is the tray that comes with it, as well as this little brush over here that you might use. Let me take it out. So I just want to make sure that this powder, this is just the little thing the embossing buddy came in. I want to make sure that powder gets all over that image real good. And then you can tap off the excess. And if you notice, there's a little spot over here where the powder's sticking and not coming off. That's where your little brush comes in handy. So you want to make sure you get as close to that and just sweep it off. And if there's any other areas that might have some little bitty speckles, you can kind of brush those off. But you want to make sure that you don't just like I just did, that you don't get on the image itself, because it could smear it and then that powder gets wiped off. I just noticed on the edges it looked like it didn't quite catch all the way. And it still wants to hang on over here. So let me take those off. Yeah, the other edge looks a lot better. I didn't get enough on the other edge. But anyway, at this point, you don't want to touch it, okay? And this is where their reverse tweezers come in handy. So you can help hold that down while we use our heating tool in order to heat up that embossing powder and get that set. So let me move that. I might get a little loud here, but you can see how bright it is, but it's going to get bright and the image is going to get shiny as this sets. So let's go ahead and do that. Takes a moment for it to start heating up, but when it starts to heat up, you'll start to see the image get really, really white, and it's getting really white there in the trunk, and then you can just follow the rest of the image until you can see how it's all shiny. I think I got it all. Well, and then now you can touch it and it won't smear. Okay. And what we're going to do on this one is I broke out the black dimensionals because we're going to pop this up with some black dimensionals just because it's already black cardstock and I don't want the white dimensionals to show up underneath it. If you look at it sideways, it just looks like a shadow. That's what it looks like. And let me set that off to the side. We're going to be putting that on. But now what we're going to do is we're going to take our paper snips. Make sure I got the right ones. We're going to take our paper snips and I'm just going to snip off what is hanging over the excess of the card. It's going to snip those flush. Oops, let me got a little off there. Good. I don't think I had any on the top. Oh, there's one little one here on the top. I need to make sure I change that paper blade. You can see it's kind of a little rough there on the edge. Got them all. Have some random. This is what it looks like when you're done. And then you can take your stamped heat embossed image and put that in the center there. You could also go ahead and put this piece on the front of your base too, if you wanted to. But this card does not have a sentiment, so you can choose to do a sentiment on the inside if you want. I got to do one more step after this. We're going to tie another bow. I like how this grosgrain ribbon ties. And this is another reason why you want to be part of a great stamping team as well, because we have some pretty fun monthly team meetings, and these make and takes are compliments of that particular meeting, which were inspired by Rhonda Wade. So I want to make sure I give credit where credit is due. And I only did 3. We did 4 make and takes, but I'm only doing 3 for this class. And then I'll do the other one plus design 2 more for the other half of the month. Now, what I did on this one is I took 3 of the small hearts, which, by the way, with your order of $35 or more, I want to make sure that heart's going in the right direction. With your order of $35 or more, you can get the class kit in the mail for April 1st through the 15th. I'm putting them on the tree trunks strategically here. You can get this class kit in the mail for free. It's enough to make 6 cards, 2 of each of the cards that I showed. And your order of $50 or more, you'll get a package of these heart pearls. That way you can use these on there. And if for some reason the heart pearls are unavailable, you'll get another coordinating accessory, which will probably be some rhinestone jewels or something like that. So let me move these out of the way. I've got a lot of scissors here. How did I end up with 3 pairs of scissors in one spot? It happens, guys. Now, what I did want to do is on the back, while I have this out, let me go ahead and do this. Let me clean this stamp. Let's just do this. We're going to use Just For You. And I did this backwards. I need a scrap piece of paper. I need a scrap piece of paper ASAP. There we go. We'll just use one of the dies there. We sprinkle that over that. I intended to do the back first, but that didn't happen. So we're going to recover. Do this after the fact. I'm a professional. All right. Let's heat that up. Let's heat that up. Start to get bright. Move down. There we go. So I did the back. That way you can actually see it. All right. Let me unzoom. Let me catch up on some comments too while I do this. Cute Fun Full, yes. Stella loves her air fryer. Hello, Mary Ann. Thank you, Beverly. Thank you, Pat. Let's bring the other ones back so you can see all of them at the same time. And like I said, next week, it'll be the 4th one that we got from our Make and Take packet. And then it'll be 2 more that I designed for the second half of the month. So there's the class kit for the month of April. Yay. Growth Takes Time stamp set. Let me grab it again. Growth Takes Time stamp set and unavailable Radiating Stitch Dies. But my class kit to go will have the stitching done for you, those dies done for you, the embossing done for you. Just because technically this is not a bundle, but I'm featuring the stamp set and then adding on these particular dies. But because they're not available, that's why I'm going to do the die cutting, and it's not a bundle. That's why I'm going to do the die cutting on this next kit for you. But if you really like these dies, you'll want to stay tuned to see when they may become available in the future. Hopefully it'll be sometime really, really soon. Other than that, if you like these cards, give me a thumbs up. Tell me how cute they are. They're really, really cute. So thank you, Rhonda Wade, for the inspiration. And so happy to be part of the Stamp Therapist team. That way I can get access to some pretty cute card designs as well and be able to replicate them for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed today's demonstration. Thank you all for joining me wherever you are joining me from. Thank you, Carol. Yes, this is an online exclusive. So this is a stamp set that you can only get online. You're not going to see it in the catalog, and it's not going to be in the next catalog either. That's just a heads up. Like, we already know that as demonstrators, but it will be available online. So if you like this stamp set, which I think it's pretty cute, next week we'll be doing the other two sentiments, and then a third card without a sentiment. That way, if you want a card just that's blank on the inside, you have that one as well. But so if you like that one, you'll want to get it now. It's available online for $24. And the Radiating Stitches, those are $30, but they're not currently available. So that's why if you see an online exclusive, when you happen to be browsing online, you'll want to grab it because there's no guarantee that it'll be there the next day or whenever, or for any particular length of time. So also, if you're in need of a new annual catalog, which I didn't do the picture on here, I forgot to add the picture, but if you're in need of a new annual catalog and you're not already on my mailing list, reach out to me. You can get one just by emailing me, or you can join my email list and ask for a complimentary copy. And so we'll be getting those out later this month, probably within a couple of weeks. And so those of you that get catalogs from me, they will be coming from me this time because, anyway, long story, but I totally missed the deadline. I was waiting on a response from someone if they needed a catalog or not, and I didn't get it like as soon as I thought I was going to get it. And when I remembered about it, it was already after the deadline, and I was like, OMG. But I'm going to order catalogs here in a couple of days, and so they'll still go out about the same time. They'll just be coming from me instead of Stampin' Up. So lessons learned. I'm not waiting again to the last minute for an answer. If you need catalogs and I have a deadline in my communication, I need to be going by my own deadline. So anyway, thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the cards. Have a great day wherever you are. Make sure to check on your elderly neighbors. And by the way, I will be at retreat. We're coming back from retreat next weekend. So if I decide to schedule a live while I'm at retreat, you'll get a notification. Otherwise, there may be a pre-recorded video for next week. So I haven't decided just yet. And if I have time in the next couple of days, I'll go ahead and pre-record something and you'll know with the notifications. So, but anyway, y'all have a great day and we will see y'all next week, whether it's live or pre-recorded. Bye, y'all.